The tape recorder on the metal interrogation table whirred, its small red light pulsing like a dying heartbeat. Across from Detective Jonas Kovac sat a man whose name had once been synonymous with gentleness in the cobblestone village of Hallstatt, Austria. Julian Vance. Once a master watchmaker known for fixing broken heirlooms for free, Julian now sat clad in handcuffed wrists, blood dried underneath his fingernails, and a look of tranquil, terrifying peace in his eyes. Hours earlier, he had been apprehended inside the heavily guarded Alpine chalet of billionaire property tycoon Henrik Vane, just as Julian was preparing to trigger the final silent killer in a string of meticulous, untraceable poisonings that had wiped out three of Austria's most powerful figures in less than a month. "You're done, Julian," Jonas said, leaning over the scarred wood. "4 dead. Henrik in intensive care. Tell me why a man who spent 40 years afraid to step on a beetle just methodically slaughtered the elite of Upper Austria." Julian raised his gaze, the pale blue of his iris cold as the hallstatt sea in midwinter. "I didn't slaughter them, detective," Julian whispered, his voice smooth and velvet. "I simply returned the balance to the clock. And if you look inside the steel safe in Henrik's study right now, code October 12th, 18, you'll realize I am not the only monster in this room. I am just the one who survived." Jonas signaled his partner to check the safe, then gestured for Julian to speak. "5 years ago, I had a daughter," Julian began, a soft fracture breaking through his calm veneer. "Clara. She was 21, an environmental researcher, studying the runoff from the mountain copper mines into our lake. She was pure, Jonas. The kind of soul who left sugar out for bees in the spring." Julian leaned forward, the heavy steel chains clanking against the table. "One evening, Clara didn't come home. 3 days later, her body was pulled from the icy waters of the lake. The official autopsy, signed by Chief Pathologist Dr. Weber, listed it as an accidental drowning brought on by severe alcohol intoxication. Case closed." Tragic accident. Julian paused, a single tear cutting through the dust on his cheek before he hardened once more. "I tried to accept it. But then came the night I found Clara's encrypted backup drive hidden inside an old grandfather clock in my shop. She hadn't drowned accidentally. She had discovered that Vane Enterprises was dumping toxic industrial heavy metals directly into the town's primary water basin. She took her findings to prosecutor Lucas Meyer. That same night, she disappeared." Jonas's eyes narrowed. "Lucas Meyer? The Supreme Court judge who died of an apparent stroke 2 weeks ago." "He didn't die of a stroke," Julian replied with a thin, haunting smile. "He died of potassium cyanide, delivered through the vintage fountain pen I restored for him, the pen he bought with the hush money Vane paid him to destroy Clara's evidence." A chill settled in the interrogation room. Julian's revenge wasn't random. It was a surgical purge of every link in the chain that murdered his child and erased her name. Dr. Weber, the pathologist who falsified her toxicology report, succumbed to acute respiratory failure in his sleep last Tuesday, Julian continued, counting on his cuffed fingers. "And Mayor Friedrich, who authorized the illegal dumping and covered up the site operations. He went down with his yacht over the weekend. A faulty fuel line. Mechanical failure, they said." "You built all of it," Jonas breathed, horrified by the sheer precision. "The tragic accident of your life turned you into an architect of death." "Pain changes the molecular structure of a man, detective," Julian said, his voice dropping to a harsh whisper. "When they killed Clara, they didn't just break my heart, they stripped away my humanity. Every gear I carved, every poison I refined over 5 agonizing years, was crafted with a single purpose of making them feel the slow, suffocating dread my daughter felt in that freezing water. I knew your father was protected by every institution in this country," Julian whispered, his eyes gleaming with a terrible, poetic vengeance. "The only way to burn him down was to make his own righteous son pull the evidence from the vault." Jonas stared at the paper, then at the broken man across from him. The line between victim and monster had dissolved completely into the dark, frozen night. Enjoyed this story? Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more gripping, twisted tales every week. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Would you have gone to the same lengths for justice, or did Julian take his revenge too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to read your take.